Three stories. Two are completely false. One is 100% real. Can you guess which one is true?
Be careful. Some of these stories sound incredibly convincing, Shu, but science will prove them wrong.
Hey everyone, welcome to True or Trick, the show where we test your instincts and challenge what you think you know. I'm Julian, and this is Riley, and today we've got three unbelievable stories for you.
Will you be able to separate fact from fiction? Stick around until the end to see if you guessed right. In December 1900, three lighthouse keepers, James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur, vanished without a trace from the Flannan Isles Lighthouse, located on the remote Islandmore Island off the coast of Scotland. The lighthouse was crucial for ships navigating the treacherous waters of the North Atlantic, and the men were tasked with keeping the beacon lit at all times. When a relief crew arrived on December 26th, they found the lighthouse completely abandoned. The relief crew's first sign that something was wrong was the eerie silence. The keepers were supposed to be there to greet them, but the lighthouse was empty. The clock on the wall had stopped. The table was set for a meal that was never eaten, and only one chair was overturned. The lighthouse logbook contained a chilling entry that mentioned a violent storm, strong winds, and unusual fear among the keepers. However, there had been no recorded storms in the area at the time. Further investigation revealed that two of the three men's oilskins, heavy waterproof coats, were missing, suggesting they had gone outside during bad weather. However, the third oilskin was still hanging inside, indicating that at least one of the keepers had left the lighthouse without proper protection. This was highly unusual since protocol required that at least one person always remain inside to keep the light operational. One of the most bizarre details was a final logbook entry that read, "Storm ended, sea calm, God is over all." This entry added to the mystery as there was no official weather record of any storm around the Flannan Isles at that time. If the storm had indeed passed, why had the keepers vanished? The official explanation given by authorities was that a massive rogue wave had swept all three men out to sea while they were trying to secure supplies or check on something outside. However, skeptics pointed out that the bodies were never recovered, and the keepers were experienced men who would have known how to avoid such a danger. Other theories ranged from a sudden outbreak of madness leading to a murder-suicide to supernatural explanations involving sea creatures, ghostly apparitions, or even alien abductions. Some locals believed the island was cursed and that the spirits of ancient sailors had claimed the keepers as their own. Despite extensive searches and investigations, no conclusive evidence was ever found to explain what happened to the three men. Their disappearance remains one of the most chilling and unexplained maritime mysteries in history. To this day, the empty Flannan Isles Lighthouse stands as a lonely, silent witness to whatever took place that fateful December night.
In 1897, a team of British explorers led by Professor Harold Bennington set out into the dense jungles of South America in search of an ancient lost city. Legends spoke of El Doria, a civilization hidden deep in the Amazon, said to possess incredible architectural wonders and golden temples. The expedition, consisting of 12 men, set off from the small town of Manaus, carrying supplies, maps, and journals to document their findings. After weeks of treacherous travel through thick jungles, they finally found what they believed to be the remains of El Doria. Enormous stone pillars with intricate carvings stood amidst the dense foliage, and broken stairways led to what seemed to be the ruins of a once grand temple. According to their records, some carvings depicted unknown celestial patterns, while others showed images of strange humanoid figures with elongated heads and large eyes. Excitement turned to dread when the expedition members began to fall ill. Some suffered from high fevers, others experienced hallucinations of being watched, and a few vanished into the jungle without a trace. The remaining team members reported hearing whispers in an unknown language at night, and one journal entry described the sensation of being paralyzed by unseen hands. Professor Bennington himself became increasingly erratic. He claimed to have dreams of an ancient civilization warning them not to trespass. He wrote that he had spoken to a guardian of El Doria in his sleep who warned that no outsider would be allowed to leave with knowledge of the city. The group's attempts to leave the jungle were thwarted by relentless storms and impassable terrain, as if nature itself was conspiring to keep them trapped. Only one survivor, a young cartographer named William Grayson, emerged from the jungle months later. He was found delirious and half-starved near the banks of the Rio Negro. When questioned, he refused to speak of what had happened, only saying, "The city is real, but it does not want to be found." Over the years, various explorers have tried to find Eldoria based on Bennington's journal, but none have succeeded. Some say the jungle swallowed it whole, while others believe it was never real to begin with. To this day, no official records of the expedition exist, and many believe the story to be nothing more than an elaborate myth.
In 1952, a Soviet archaeological team discovered the ancient ruins of a circular city deep in the Ural Mountains. The settlement, known as Archaeum, was believed to have been built over 4,000 years ago and bore striking similarities to the fabled Atlantis. However, what made Archaeum truly bizarre was the claim that an entire village had disappeared from the site in the 18th century, leaving behind no bodies, no belongings, and no explanation. Historical accounts from Russian archives describe how, in 1782, a group of settlers built a village near the ruins of Archaeum. The settlers, mostly farmers and craftsmen, lived there peacefully for years until a mysterious event wiped them from existence. Reports from neighbouring villages tell of strange lights in the sky on the night of the disappearance. Some describe them as bright spinning orbs, while others claim they were fiery chariots descending from the heavens. To this day, no trace of the missing villagers has ever been found. The case remains one of Russia's greatest unsolved historical mysteries, though skeptics argue that the entire story is a fabrication created to fuel myths surrounding the ancient ruins of Archaeum. Whether real or not, the legend continues to captivate those who seek answers to the unknown. The following morning, travelers passing through the area found the village eerily silent. Houses were intact, food was still on tables, and livestock roamed freely, but every single person had vanished. Investigators at the time found no signs of struggle, no footprints leading away, and no bodies, just an abandoned settlement frozen in time. According to local legends, the ruins of Archaeum were built on a site of supernatural significance. Some believed that ancient beings had used the area as a portal between worlds, and that the villagers had unknowingly disturbed something they should not have. Others suggested that the entire population had been abducted by extraterrestrial visitors.
So, which one do you think is true? Drop your guess in the comments before I reveal the answer.
Among the three stories, only the first one, the mysterious disappearance of the Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers, is true. This event actually happened in December 1900, and the mystery remains unsolved to this day. The story is well documented, with records from the Northern Lighthouse Board and reports from the relief crew who discovered the abandoned lighthouse. While many theories exist, including a rogue wave sweeping the men out to sea, no definitive explanation has ever been confirmed. This real-life mystery has inspired books, poems, and even films. The second story, The Cursed Expedition to Eldoria, is entirely fictional. While there have been real historical searches for lost cities in the Amazon, such as Percy Fawcett's doomed expedition for the city of Z, there is no record of an expedition led by Professor Harold Bennington. The description of golden ruins, mysterious symbols, and hallucinations adds a dramatic, almost supernatural element to the story, which is commonly found in adventure myths, but lacks any historical or scientific backing. The third story, the vanishing village of Archaeum, is also fabricated. While Archaeum is a real archaeological site in Russia, no historical records exist of an entire village disappearing from the area in the 18th century. The elements of glowing orbs, paranormal disappearances, and Soviet scientists experiencing strange visions are fictional embellishments designed to make the story feel mysterious. Archaeum is often compared to Stonehenge due to its circular layout, but there is no evidence of extraterrestrial activity or supernatural phenomena connected to it. Ultimately, the Flannan Isles Lighthouse story stands out because it is based on verifiable historical records. While the other two are built on fictionalized adventure and paranormal elements, this demonstrates how real-life mysteries can sometimes be just as eerie and compelling as made-up tales. And that's it for today's episode. 3 unbelievable stories. 2 were completely made up, and 1 was 100% real. Did you guess correctly? Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and other times a well-told lie can sound incredibly convincing. But that's why we're here, to challenge your instincts, test your logic, and keep you on your toes. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-bending stories, and let us know in the comments which story fooled you the most. See you next time for another round of True or Trick. Until then, stay curious,